should get rolling. Sushi's already here.
Sushi with the happy wave?
Happy? Are you still imitating the emotes?
No, I'm not. Well, I just did right there.
No,
Sorry,
as
I did it. I wasn't going to.
My brother does it.
I was trying to refrain, and then you mentioned it.
Welcome.
Stop myself.
Welcome in, everyone. It is Thursday. It is podcast time. It is About Beverage podcast time specifically. I mean, any podcast time could be right now, depending on what you're listening to. But yes, it is time once again. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith.
And of course, we are About Beverages. We've got lots of good stuff today. One of those things was provided to us by someone that just showed up in chat already.
Oh, my goodness.
Here. Kaya, also good to see you. God Finalities, Auger.
All the
first
waving.
Clear. Nice job, Kaya. Nice.
So much waving.
So much. All the waving. You've got to do double wave.
That's right. You have the appropriate shirt wear?
I
still
do
need to get one of those.
I do.
Wait,
well,
it doesn't exist anymore.
We need to get the website
Damn
going.
it.
We need to get that part going again.
Damn it. Those bastards.
Yeah, so we've got, if people are wanting to stay in touch and figure out all the things, here are the beverages we got going tonight. We've got the Pedal House Brewing Day Drinker Lager, which you talked about a couple weeks ago, or started communicating about it,
Yep.
and then last week we pushed that one initially to the side. The one that Planty has provided for us this fine evening, and actually another bottle of wine, which we'll have next week.
Yes.
But this one specifically, we have the Jadot Pouilly-Fuissé.
Oh.
Chardonnay
Oui, oui.
From the French region and the Burgundy region of France. There we
Yes.
go. Said it. There we go. Took a second. And then since that was also French, it ties into the cocktail we have, which is a French Gimlet. So it works out very, very well. Hello to you, good brothers. A cheers for me. Cheers to you as well, Baker. Dog Boy, it is good to see you. Oh, that's right. Okay.
My God. Hi, Planty.
We've got a Dog Boy is going to be looking. Dog Boy, are you ready? I know you've been looking for this, so I left it down so that it wouldn't happen. Anybody else? Whoops, no, not that rewards. Let's see, where is it? Dog Boy, are you ready? All right. There it is.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
We knew it was coming. He'd been waiting.
Did we?
He'd actually been using points, and he was like, hey, I've got extra points. What do you want me to use them on? I'm waiting. So there it is. Dog Boy, thank you for the redemption of the Keith Flex. 750,000.
That's a lot.
That's 2 tickets to the gun show. Shirted Flex? Little something?
Shirted flex. Yeah, you love the shirted flex. Wait, off camera.
There we go. All right. I already have had a few design ideas. I'll have to get with Keith a little bit, but we will put together a third limited edition shirt that has exactly one of one. There will not be any of them ever made. 2 of them are already out there.
Unless you pay us a lot of money. Oh, wait, no.
No, that doesn't work that way.
All
It doesn't
right.
work that way. So we will have that very shortly. And then at that point, once we get that going, you can decide, and you don't have to answer now. You can think about it. If you want us to get it, sign it, and then send it to you. If you don't mind me knowing wherever you want it sent, we can do that. If you just want it sent directly to you because you just want the shirt, that's fine too. We can talk about that at some point. But Dog Boy, thank you for the continued support.
We appreciate
for
that.
the watching,
awesome.
the subbing, and like I said, being here. I really, really appreciate that. It's super, super kind. And so, yeah, as soon as we get that, I'm going to try and turn that one around a little bit quicker than the last one. Took a little while. I've actually already prepared. I already bought the envelopes that I send them in. Or I shouldn't say I bought. I picked them up when I went to the post office last time. I just need to buy better packing tape. I don't have good, we used to always have the nice big packing tape. I just want that. I've been using Scotch tape, and they're all getting to their destinations. I always worry.
I probably could bring over an extra roll. I just need to get it's like the tape dispensers.
Oh, man. Maybe I should just go to Uline and make a purchase.
Could. Or even Amazon or...
It feels so good. Remember I used to order stuff from Uline all the time, and then I'd get free stuff?
Oh, really?
Eventually,
you mean
that
like
was
at
probably
Arbuckle?
later. That was probably later on. I started ordering more stuff from them because then when we hit certain amounts, that was how I got some bears. Like I was picking out bears and cub stuff.
Really?
Because it would come in, and also and Denny would be like, "What did we pay?" I was like, "It was free. It was free." He's like, "But it's not your money." I was like, "I had to place the order. It's mine." He's like, "All right."
Hey, I get no benefits. I get no extra perks. Can I have this?
Not a problem, Bevs. We can talk about it, but I don't think I have an issue with you signing it and knowing. Okay, That's
You
totally,
can talk to the two previous people. They, if they had a bad experience,
that is a good way
then
to
maybe
put-
base
yeah.
your decision on that.
Yeah, how was their?
I think they were okay.
How did that go for them? No,
As
it
far as I know,
went.
yeah.
It went totally fine. Crocodile's good to see you. Good to see everybody here tonight. Thanks for starting it out on a big note like that. That is just That's one of those things that I put out, and I can't believe it's been 3 now. I know there's actually already someone in chat right now that the 4th one is also very close. So I almost.
Oh
have to
my
think-
goodness!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Planty is also very close to knowing.
And Baker
to
could
get
redeem that 6 times over.
Yeah,
probably.
exactly, and a couple other people as well, but they've just decided to keep the points.
I think they're
Baker with the Handsome Pete redemption that didn't pop up.
Oh,
All right, well
no.
now we got to do that then. What is that? Oh, I have it off for some reason.
It's been a while since we've had Handsome
I
Pete.
took off the I don't. Oh, because last week it was being it all of a sudden had popped up that it was having an error code, so that was why I had to turn it off. All right, we'll get that fixed then here very shortly. Orca is good to see you. Those are the featured beverages. See, 773,000. He's ready.
Ready.
He's ready
Over.
to go.
Okay.
He was raring to go. Where is this? This is it is under viewer rewards, I think. Yeah, under here. Let me get a beer out before I fix that. But you have not been forgotten, Baker. We will make sure to get that up. First beverage of the evening right here. Pedal House Brewery. They're in Phoenix. Is that how you pronounce it? Phoenix. Is that how you pronounce it? Phoenix. I think
a Phoenix rising. Wait, no, rising from Arizona.
Yeah, Phoenix rising from the ashes of Arizona. I have not had anything from this brewery. Have you ever I'd never even heard of them until you said that.
So I have. So when my son and I went to the first ELO concert that didn't happen, and we went to Arizona Wilderness.
Oh, okay.
When you drive along that road, which is either Roosevelt Row or whatever that's called, almost across the street and a little bit diagonal from them is this brewery, Pedal House. And when I got back the next time I worked with Fitz, I mentioned that to them, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, Pedal House, they specialize in a lot of like German style beers. That's pretty much what they do.
I know Little Germany,
and
right
he
over
said
there.
that they do a really good job. And so when around Thanksgiving, I had bought something from Pedal House. I don't know if it was their Pilsner, just because one of our guests is more of a Pilsner lager fan. So I had gotten that, and I can't remember if I bought 2 of them and I had one, or if I just bought one and he had it, but he liked it, thought it was good. And then this showed up on one of our orders that we get beer from outside of the Trader Joe's network. And I've heard, for what this is called Day Drinker.
Yeah.
It's a light lager. It's 3.6. So that's why we're almost starting with something non-alcoholic.
Pretty much starting with something almost non-alcoholic, I would agree.
So, but yeah, so I have heard, once again, I want to make sure we have our expectations properly. We don't want Arthur syndrome here. But for what this is, I have heard from numerous people who like different styles of beers that this is very good.
Okay.
So.
That's Handsome Pete. He dances for nickels. Pete, you got some customers.
There you go. It's been a while since we've seen Handsome Pete.
That is good. And so fun.
Where did Handsome Pete
Have you seen
go?
this, man?
We've gotten that.
And then have to blow it up more.
Yeah. All right. There. That's all fixed. Simba, how's it going? Good to see you. A few days ago, Brothers redeemed Pete. That's right. I guess that was more recent. It seemed like it had been a little while though. Pedal House. Yes, this is and are they in anywhere else besides Phoenix?
No, I think it's just, as
Okay.
far as I know, it's just, there's a few locations in Phoenix, and yeah. So I thought,
Bready lager aroma.
yeah.
Happiness abides. Happiness. The dude abides and happiness abides. Lemon bread instead of lemon pledge. Lemon bread. It's clean. It's crisp.
Clean, little funk.
Yeah, it's actually. I like the finish. It's actually a little cleaner than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Sometimes like lagers have like an aftertaste that I'm not a huge fan of. There's almost like I'm not even going to try and describe it because I'm going to do a bad job. But
This is it's 4 months old, which probably doesn't affect the style too much.
Probably
but
not.
If there were any lighter notes, then
maybe it would have been a little bit brighter or something. But yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I would definitely. I'm going to bring up their website here pretty quick. Your brother in Arizona has told me about this. Oh, there you go. Oh my gosh, Simba, when are you going to visit your brother in Arizona? We could go meet. We're in Arizona. All these meetups we got to start doing. We'll just start doing our travels across the country. Let me open.
Now we aren't drinking
website.
it out of a dimpled mug. That could be part of the problem.
Dimpled mug,
right? Remember it?
Oh, that's right. It was on the side of the can. It did say that.
Side of the can recommends yes, one of those like typical like when you see a beer in Germany at
it is
the
that
Oktoberfest.
Yeah,
it's
you
poured
see
into
a
one
St.
of
Pauli
those.
girl carrying something around or whatever, doing that thing. Wait, really? I keep meaning to. We are in southern Arizona. So Phoenix, like I said, not very far away if they're in the area of that. Like I said, so yeah, no, more than happy to do stuff like that. Love meeting people on the internet, as long as they don't carry knives.
But 3.6, I mean, so it definitely has
a
place.
What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was looking
Pedal
up their
House.
actual. It's actually trying to go to their website.
I had
Tempe. It says that's a mood. It is a mood. I've always wanted to meet you.
Hey,
I less want to meet you. Oh, they have a brewery in Chandler, Phoenix, Tempe. Okay, they're a little bit everywhere. Just give me the actual brewery. Go to Tempe. Call ahead seating, locations, menu, beers. There we go. Tempe, Chandler, Phoenix.
what is beer style? Yeah, this says like true to style. I think that's mostly what they do is
beers by location. All right. Heavy Pedal Double IPA. Now we're talking. Got a Kolsch.
Oh, I think that's
bourbon barrel aged imperial stout.
Oh, that's not very German.
That's my kind of German.
Day drinker, American light. Yep.
German style Pilsner, Beach Cruiser, Shift IPA.
Oh, I heard the
Kush
Shift is
Dank
good.
IPA. Oh.
Okay.
Okay, this sounds fun. I need to go there. Ooh, they have a fruited Sauergarten.
Sauergarten?
Sauer
Einegarten? Wait.
Einegarten's there?
Yeah.
My husband, Jeffrey, loves it when isn't that who that is? That Einegarten?
Yeah. The barefoot contestant?
Are they together still? Did they get divorced?
I don't know.
Or something?
Oh, wow.
I don't know. It seemed like he was always like out of the picture. And then she's like, I have to make this stew for when Jeffrey comes home because he's gone 5 days a week. I haven't figured out why yet.
And when he comes home, if I don't have just the right food prepared for him, then I'm in the closet for a day.
I love the sauce that I put on here. It's the color of the lipstick on his collar when he comes home on Fridays. I don't think she's ever said that, but she could. She's got a book that I hear was legendary. Yeah, no, I mean, her food always looked delicious. It was always very much like who was that racist chef?
Paula Dean.
Paula Dean. There's always a lot of butter and things.
Who is that racist chef?
Let me narrow it down.
That was the new show.
A Southern woman.
There's the new show, The Racist Chef.
The Racist Chef. Paula Dean or Rachel Ray. Oh my God. Rachel Ray.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to The Racist
Chef. I'm going to stop, right? It might get bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, they have adult soda pop, hard seltzer. Oh, this sounds great. I would love to go. This is the Tempe location.
Yeah, I had the German Pilsner. That's what I had.
I am a little German Pilsner. Do my German dance for you. Don't you want some sauerkraut? Yes, I want some sauerkraut. South Park. Okay. White Rabbit IPA. Heavy IPA brewed with Mosaic Amarillo. Oh, we gotta go
Fitz said the Shift was good. Shift IPA. Because it reminded me of, remember, I used to like that beer from New Belgium, Shift.
Oh, yeah.
Shift Lager, a Shift Ale.
Much larger selection at the Tempe restaurant. Chandler. Actually, that one seems to have the most. So if we're going to go anywhere, we should go to Tempe. They don't have all these other ones. Heavy Pedal Double IPA. They do have a decent amount, but just not quite as much as the other one. Has anyone had the Shift IPA?
Fitz had that.
Did he?
We have to mention him at least 6 times on every show.
We do. That's actually the
Just
requirement.
happens to.
That's actually the requirement after he was on a podcast 12 years ago.
It just works out that way. It just works out.
I wish I had video of that podcast when he was here.
Oh my God, that would have been, yeah.
The way we actually had to have him hold like his mic. We had his mic in a pint glass because we didn't have another mic stand. And we didn't have many guests. We still don't have many guests.
Fortunately, we didn't all have to share the same mic.
No, that could have been rough. You and I are the only ones that have ever got to do that. Right. No, this is good. This is good pool beer. I would appreciate this at a ballpark. I think this is better than some of the things you get at a ballpark. So this is good. Very clean, very crisp. Again, if I'm having beer, usually I want more, but this is a fine starter. And again, at this alcohol, it's pretty much is just like water. So with some flavor.
$2.50, $10 for the 4-pack. And update from last week, the Gießen it was I paid $12.
Okay, so it was about what we thought because it wasn't saying okay.
Yeah, and that was funny. We went to Firebirds for dinner on Saturday, and I noticed they had the Gießen non-alcoholic wine.
Oh,
in their
was it that same one, or did they have one of the other?
No,
ones?
it was the Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because I know they had a red and something else.
Yeah,
but you don't carry any of the other ones, right? At Trader Joe's?
Just that one.
Okay.
Yeah, they had a 5-ounce pour, an 8-ounce pour. Then you could buy the bottle, but I was just like. Yeah, for $12, I'm not.
What was a pour at a restaurant? Was it probably $6 or $8 for the glass?
Yeah, I think it was something like.
Because I was gonna say usually it's always double, like a bottle at a restaurant.
Yeah.
They always say like.
Yeah,
I've sent you videos of that Bon Appetit that Saumonier, like I think before, like he does like a lot of the wines. Because one time he did a whole bunch of Trader Joe's wines. I think I sent that to you.
I don't know if I.
Oh, there was that one. He did
I've seen
Costco
that.
wines. He's done that, and then he's done like where he'll go through and kind of pick a certain varietal, and he's very, very interesting. But he recently had a video up where he was opening. It was like I think it was a purchase wine price of like $750 and it would be $1,500 at a restaurant. Yeah, because it was some ridiculously old, because he was going through the whole like how you open a bottle that's that old with the cork here's what can happen and here it can fall. Needless to say, he said it was delicious because he was like, it was just funny because he's like, hey, look at the cork. And the cork, I had never seen so much. It wasn't seepage, but it was, the amount of wine on that cork.
Oh, yeah.
I had never seen that much before. Like it was probably about 2/3 of the way up, but he's like, oh, that's totally okay because you don't see that it's, all the way up, that it's, to the certain points. That means the sealing that they did that they did a really good job. And so that was kind of interesting. Just seeing all those little steps of something I will obviously never do,
right?
Have a bottle of wine like that unless someone just offers me a taste or something. But anyway, so he went through and he's like pulled that out. He's like, that looks good. And I think he obviously he wound up decanting it. And then that was at that point, he's like, okay, it smells like wine. He's like, that's good. He's like, if it smelled like vinegar, he's like, pretty much done with the show.
I'm done.
It's like, we're done with the episode. Yeah. It smells like vinegar. He's like, it's not gonna go well after this. So
remember, I don't know if you remember, several years ago, I'd come across that wine opener that I liked. It was called like Code 38 or Code 39, and it was like $200. And
the wine opener,
but it was called like a wine key. And I always wondered, why is it called a wine? But then it was actually
you're unlocking the bottle.
Yeah, you're opening the bottle. That's what you use to open the bottle. I was like, oh,
is that what that name of that device just is called? Like anything is called. If you have one of those, like if I went to someone's house and I wanted to be snooty, I'd be like, do you have a wine key?
I think you could call it that. Yeah. And it was funny because it was
Ben's
here, buddy that I work with who he said something about a wine key. Oh, yeah, you need a wine. And then after that, somebody must have asked him because he's like, well, it's what you have. You need that so you can open the bottle. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Why the hell would we call a wine
Listen
key?
here, you little shit. Don't be trying.
Yeah. That's a perfect. I like it.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
So they don't do. That's interesting because my understanding was that they just did like German style beers, but obviously they do other things as well. So. Then maybe this is where they started, or what
they even have an Irish stout, so they're really crossing over.
Oh yeah. But we're a German style. Hopefully, I'll be drinking some maybe a German style beer in Germany.
That would be neat.
So that'll be fun.
You're like, these are tepid.
Yeah,
I don't think they serve them as cold over there, right? Isn't that the whole thing?
They did
a lot of times.
I had cold beer wherever I went, but yeah, no, I know. Like I think in England they serve like their stouts. I think are more.
That might be more. I'm thinking actually. To be fair. Question for Keith. Do you work for Trader Joe's or a company that uses Trader Joe's?
I work for Trader Joe's. Celebrated my 20th anniversary just a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah. Crazy.
That is crazy.
I remember leaving Arbuckle. I remember, it's super crazy. Well, just like you were saying, a band that an album is celebrating its 25
Yeah, Disturbed is celebrating the 25th anniversary of their debut album. Is like, Jeesh.
How can that be?
I also worked at Trader Joe's for a couple of years. Oh my God.
Well, hopefully, a couple of years. Hopefully it was a good couple of years. Maybe it's not for everybody, or maybe it just fit right in that particular period of time. So yeah, cool. Sweet.
Just staff. No way the album it did. They're actually touring with it right now, and it's called like the Down with the Sickness tour or whatever or something. So they're playing the entire album, which is kind of cool. I might want to try and go to that. I thought it was a great time, but little did I know how much damage it had done to me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, we have a lot of obviously kids who are working in college or even in high school. Some of them like they're going for a specific degree. They graduate and then they still stay at Trader Joe's. So anyway, cool.
I can't use this degree anyway.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Teacher, I'm going to get more money from this. Yeah.
There's something wrong with society when that's the case.
True.
Yeah. I was 5 years old. Brothers, get out of the chat right now. I don't want to hear about it. I mean, the staff were a bit cliquey. I did my job and left.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of the way it is.
That's unfortunate.
Sometimes there's certain crews, or even, sometimes I've known coworkers that have switched just because they weren't a fan of the particular clientele for whatever reason.
That's true.
Go back, and fortunately, you can go to different areas, even just around our town, and you can be different style of folks. So,
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, depending on where you, like I said, anywhere you wind up going, I'm sure. I take my leave. See you later. Turned 31 this year. Yeah, no, I just couldn't believe that was just one of those ones. Obviously, there's plenty of albums that are like, oh my God, I can't believe how old that album is. But that one, I was just like, that one seems like one of the newer bands that I had started listening to at some point. It's like, oh God, it's 25 years old.
Yeah, so even though, 25, yeah. Because I remember we would talk about being sick when we recorded in your other room. If that person, and we would say, we're down with the sickness. And
yeah.
So even then, the album was 9-10 years old, but still. Yeah, when all of a sudden you're saying numbers like 20 and
anything over 20, you're kind of like, well, I think it was, and again, this one's not quite as unbelievable, but I think it was, I probably should have, now I'm trying to remember if it makes sense. I think it was Physical Graffiti turned 50.
So I was going to say, so then a lot of times what I do is I do this sort of
I think that was 75 or something like that.
Okay, well that fits in perfectly. So so
I'm glad I set you up then. Go ahead.
So the album, the Disturbed album is 25 years old.
Correct.
Came out in 2000. So an album that was 25 years old in the year 2000 came out in 1975. Oh, damn. And so now that's a 50-year-old album, which there you go.
Again, yeah, exactly.
I was going to say One of These Nights I think came out in 75. So So in the year 2000, a year that was...
In the year 2000. Conan O'Brien used to do that.
And now you're like, oh God, that album. But now that album's 50. So 25 years from now, we'll be talking about the 50th anniversary of... Oh, wait, no.
Oh, God. And the 75th anniversary. We'll be talking about that stuff like it's Mozart. 75 years ago. That's... Zeppelin was like not quite, for some reason that wasn't as shocking because it's like 50, like that makes sense, but still, like when you think about something that you obviously I still listen to this day, and that is like that kind of that sonically like how that album is and everything else, you're like, man, that's 50 years old. Like that just doesn't even make sense.
Yeah,
again, older than I am, barely. By just a couple years. Just by a couple years. Oh man. Yeah, but I would definitely, like I said, again, I would probably not try to have this one again.
Yeah.
But I would definitely, I am very interested in trying all their other things. I wonder if we'll have to look to see if they can any of this other stuff, or maybe talk to Tap and Bottle or something, to see if they get any other stuff.
The German Pilsner, there was a white and red sort
any
of...
of the IPAs and the other stouts that we actually would be very interested in. All Do they have any of that?
Do they?
That'd be the one that I would be interested in. Do they have any of the IPAs, or the bourbon barrel-aged imperial stout? Those I would like to try.
Okay.
Paddlebrow Kolsch.
From Köln.
Paco, how's it going?
Lucky's here.
Oh my gosh, Lucky's here too. Well, Lucky and Paco are together right now.
Oh, they like actually together?
They're at Lucky's abode at his house.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what that means.
Paco and the little Pacos are hanging out there. They flew out for a little vacation time.
Wow, Paco and the little Pacos?
Paco and the little Pacos. KGB! Berserker! Thank you for the 49 months at a tier 3, no less.
40. That's over 4 years.
That's over 4 years, good sir.
Oh, my
Thank you so
goodness.
much for the tier 3. Appreciate it. How are you doing this
Paco
fine
and the
Thursday
little
evening?
Pacos.
Paco and the little Pacos. We did. The kids were absolute rock stars on the plane. Nice.
Oh,
That's good to
good.
hear. They were up crack of dawn, getting ready to get on the plane, and then they had to fly. They flew into Omaha, I think it was, and then Lucky went and picked them up, and then they gone out to the
Man.
yeah, exactly. They get some time on the farm, seeing on the farmland, and Lucky claimed he changed all the light bulbs in the house so you could actually see in the house. So
Good.
That was,
Well, that's
so that was
important.
nice. Unless
Yeah.
there's things you don't want to see, maybe unscrew a few of those. Like I don't know where those spots.
Stay
are.
out of this room, kids. Don't go in here.
Yeah. Glad everyone made it safe. And again, Berserker, thank you very much for the tier 3 49 months. That is nuts. That do be nuts. Oh my gosh, I have so many websites open right here for all this stuff. Is it almost wine time? Should we get to some wine?
I think it might be wine o'clock.
I think it might be wine o'clock.
As
I think
they
we're going to have
say.
to do that. Let's get this off the screen and let's preview what we're going to have, and then we'll go grab some glasses, open it, all that kind of stuff. So I did chill this for a little bit. This is featured beverage number 2. Thanks to Planty here, provided this beverage to us. This is the Louis Jadot Pouilly-Fuissé.
Oh, my good. I love it.
It is a Chardonnay from the Marcon region of France. Marconnet region of France. No
Okay.
S on the end, even
Okay.
though there is an S. So that's part of the Burgundy region. We were talking about that earlier. It is a Chardonnay.
Yep.
It does get 6 months of aging in French oak casks
Oh, okay.
because they don't
So this
allow
one
any
does
other.
get-
They don't allow any other casks in there because it's France. They're like, nope.
They just say oak. Oh, wait, no.
They just say our oak.
Yeah, our oak.
Get 6 months of our oak
Of
aging.
our oak.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We just call it oak.
When Gateway was my customer, oh my God. I think I've been to that airport.
Gateway? Oh my
I used to have a Gateway computer.
I remember. Was that the one that had the cow?
That was the cow
yeah.
stuff. Is
I
that what you're talking
remember,
about,
like,
Sushi?
when Bill
Yes.
Sullivan had.
He had a
talking
Gateway.
about him having that delivered. Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. But anyway, so this is the wine. When I picked it up, I did put it in the refrigerator for a little while to just kind of chill it for a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I have had it out because we've talked about recently that it's like, I think we like it a little bit warmer than that temperature to kind of be able to
we don't
taste
want it too cold.
all the different things. We also have another bottle of wine, which we'll have probably next week that also Planty provided for us from the same vintner, but it is a Beaujolais, but we'll talk about that next week. So we're going to have this, which is from France. And then we've got a cocktail that involves a French liqueur and is a French gimlet. So the tie-ins, we're kind of like European tie-ins. We had a German-style lager. We've got France. These are all the places you're going to be going in September.
Hopefully,
too,
places
right?
I'll be going to.
That'll be very cool as well.
Yes.
You'll be taking us along with you. You'll be doing some live streaming, some video, some things. Okay, I don't think he's.
I'll have a new phone
We'll
then,
work on
maybe.
that. Oh, are you going to get a new phone?
July, we're up for in 3 years, so I'll be up for a new phone. So
That'd be the time to do it. If you're going on a vacation like that, get the latest technology and have, have the
I'm
best
gonna
looking
get-
camera.
Gonna get a new one. So
I mean, that's how you film the porn. It just makes it easier.
whoa,
Flew out of Sky Harbor. Southwest is really good with the kids.
Oh,
Nice.
that's good.
That's great to hear.
I remember my son's first flight. He got to go into the cockpit, and we've got a picture of him there with the captain and all that. That was cool.
Guardian Down with a gifted sub to Happy Birthday, Paco. Oh my God.
That was kind of cool the way that picture was framed
It did
by the
actually
label
frame
there.
almost in there. Not
Yeah.
too bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guardian Down. It's good to see you as always. What are you having to drink this evening, Guardian Down? Anything yet? Happy birthday, Paco is the gifted sub. I'm sure Paco appreciates
Did they go
that
for
greatly.
Paco's
What's that?
birthday? No.
Yeah.
I know, it's a big thing.
Apocalypse. That's too funny. Yeah, were they going for? But actually,
Maybe.
yeah. Is that why you flew out actually on your birthday, Paco? That's crazy. Got a PB and J going. Oh my God, the PB and J sour always.
That's a
there
never-ending
for
supply.
you. It is. When you buy multiple cases,
It's a
since
lifetime
you're-
supply of PB&J.
That's at least a
And I
monthly
just ran
supply.
out. Oh, no.
It's at least a monthly supply of some sort. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Let's go grab the wine. We'll grab an opener and the glasses, and then we'll be right back. We will make sure it is.
A wine key,
That's right. A wine key. That's true.
as it were.
We are back. Good, true to our word. We were quick.
That was a quick one.
That was pretty quick. I didn't open the bottle though, so you got to sit there and watch me fumble with that for a little bit.
Yeah.
I got a Sarah McLaughlin this.
Fumbling towards ecstasy.
There we go. Perfect. That's why you're my brother.
This is going to be one good bottle of wine.
Oh, look, it's already perfect. Look, if you guys don't know, you can usually always just slide off.
I like that method ever since you show. Did you learn that from?
That was a Gary Vaynerchuk.
Vaynerchuk?
That was
Okay,
a Gary
yeah, I
Vaynerchuk
like
thing
that
when he used to do
method.
Wine Library. There are some bottles where it can be more difficult.
Every once in a while, it's like glued on there.
Yeah, you're just like, I guess this one wasn't made to do that. But this one was, easy. Also, the last bottle, when I went to Total Wine today to pick this up.
Okay.
So seems to be very popular. Was kind of hard to find. I did not know there are a lot of other vintners, obviously, in that region that are making Pouilly-Fuissés.
Chardonnay.
Actually, I do have a clip. This only takes like about 2 seconds. But this is the only reason that I have heard of and know this bottle of wine is thanks to Robin Williams. Do I have
this going to show on there?
No, it's not going to show. We're just going to play the clip because it's literally 2 seconds. This is Robin Williams live at the Met. This informed a lot of my sense of humor as I was younger. Have watched this many, many times. And so this is why I knew exactly when Planty was like, oh, this bottle of wine he showed me. I was like, I know this bottle of wine and for this reason right here.
No, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about Pouilly-Fuissé or Pouilly-Fuissé.
There you go. There you go. That is the reason that I know that bottle of wine.
That was funny.
That is great.
So
Some
funny.
of it is always like a little bit like, oh, you can tell the comedy stylings are like not quite as, but there are bits in that I still use those lines to this day.
In that one,
things that I say, like things that I will say.
Well, and when I watched the Birdcage last week when he does the.
Oh, I love that you watched
you
that
have
too.
What does he say? You can can do a little. Fussy
one. But you keep it all here. Marsha Graham, Madonna. But you keep it all here.
It was that movie was. It was very good. I loved
Your money's on the dresser chocolate.
Were the words, his final words were, the senator's last words, your money's on the dresser chocolate, were found to be offensive by...
it was like Al Sharpton.
Yeah, Al Sharpton or something.
It's offensive and racist.
Your money's on the dresser chocolate. But at the...
Gene Hackman, amazing in that movie.
At the end
obviously.
when they're all... And it's funny because I saw obviously the part that you showed last week or that we watched together. Maybe we watched before we went live. But when...
Good pop.
Then also too at the end when they're dressed in drag,
and they leave,
and Diane Weiss is like, I've never somebody says I've never danced with there's a first time for everything. She says that in like her deep voice. That was so good.
She's a man, dear. What? I don't understand.
Yeah,
love that. It's so good. Yeah. Is this the Planty wine? It is Paco. This is actually one of two wines. We're gonna have another one next week that Planty has also provided to us. But yeah, this is the one that I don't want to over exaggerate. This is one of your favorites. This is one of your, one you always like to always have around. This is probably one of your go-tos. I would say does that panicking inside? Panic inside. I have heard nothing, but I have always heard good things about the, like I said, wines from this region, from this area. I have never had this before. You think maybe you've probably never had
somewhere back in the day at a California cousins party or something like that, or gathering.
Oh, that could be. I could see him having one of these.
Yeah.
This wine is definitely a little more than the normal Trader Joe's budget that we have. This one's around $29 or $30 for the bottle. So like I said, this is up a little bit. So if it's not good, then it's like it is completely waste.
We have Pouilly-Fuissé.
That's my go-to. Okay.
Fume, which is a Sauvignon Blanc. It's not. Yeah,
I thought it was related to Melissa Fumero from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
And now she's in something called like Grosse Pointe Garden Society.
Okay, now you're combining movies. Grosse Pointe Blank.
No, it's like something Garden Society something. But we're in season 8, so we will be finishing.
Oh, you're
that
almost
soon.
Okay.
And if they want to drink Merlot, we're drinking Merlot.
No, if anybody orders Merlot, I'm leaving. I am not drinking any fucking Merlot.
Neither of the wines are Merlot. Planty knows what we like.
Miles. Jesus, no Merlot.
No Merlot.
I am also very excited. Chardonnay is probably my favorite white wine, just in general. I like when you get not only like the fruit notes, but then you do get a little bit of the oaky buttery. So I'm excited that this did get some time, like I said, in some French oak. 100% Chardonnay, which is also sometimes, they can add in different fillers and stuff like. Well, you can add in what? How much? What's it with wine? Is it 20%? It's like a large.
I don't know. The
it's
rules
a bigger
might be
number
different.
than I've seen.
Yeah, they might be different in France, but
Could
it's like
be. French might be a little more.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You can add nothing.
Yeah.
Pouilly-Fuissé, exactly. Pouilly-Fuissé. Can't wait to try my special beer next week. I know. Oh, I didn't. Before I even do that, like I said, because I know I'm about to be sidetracked. Guardian down, put it in the pub. Look at the beverage he got. He got one of those snake venoms. The world's strongest beer, worth 67.5.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I hadn't even heard of that. Fortified
he had that.
beer.
And I was like, oh my God, is it any good?
Whoa.
He's like, I won't know till next weekend when he's like, I think he's sharing it with several different people.
Oh
At
my
least I hope.
gosh. Wow. Can you imagine just like, and then nothing, and I'm so thirsty. But I can't imagine you'd get more than one sip past that.
I can't imagine that either. I'm very interested. Guardian Down, please. You need to, like I said, let us know exactly how that is.
Holy moly.
I need to try and find one of those at some point because we've definitely talked about it.
I like how you're deftly holding the bottle and the glass.
The little glasses
in the
too.
same
It
hand.
was. It's impressive.
That's like, yeah, very smooth. No panic inside. No panic inside. Yeah,
should we put really concerned faces on every time we take a sip, just so Planty's kind
of, or just like this?
We need to take a break.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Warning label on it says that do not exceed 35 mil. That makes sense. Was that an ounce? No, that's more than an ounce. What's an ounce in milliliters?
I don't know in milliliters. Wow, that's crazy. Yes, that was kind of mean.
It's a little over an ounce.
We're kidding.
A little over an ounce. Of course we're kidding. We're very appreciative no matter what.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much for your generosity.
I really like the aroma. There's like a little funk in with the fruit in there.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
A little French funk.
There is a little bit of funk in there. Like almost maybe a little bread. I don't know if it's like quite bready. Like it's almost like sourdough kind of.
A little bit. Little.
And then it's definitely that like apple.
I don't know what the alcohol is, but I'm getting a little bit of that coming through, but not in a bad way.
I don't know.
A little bit of it. You'd be like, it's 9%.
What do you think it is? You want to take a guess?
I would just have a generic guess of 12.5.
13.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Probably 12 or 13.
But it's coming through, and like I said, not in a positive way.
I thought I was going to miss the podcast. You didn't. You missed one beverage, but that's not too bad. I was going, in 15 minutes with the time change. Yeah, time change will be next week. We'll have that next week.
We'll probably have a day change next week too. I don't know if I would know that's a Chardonnay. And I say that positively. I like it, but I couldn't necessarily say.
There's more complexity here than most Chardonnays that I have had as of late, especially.
Yeah. And I haven't had a lot of French Chardonnay, so one of our favorites. Well, one that I would go to if I'm going to do French is the Revelation, which is a little lighter.
The Revolution.
The Revelation.
The Revelation starts today. The story on the beer is it's fermented regularly with the appropriate beer yeast, freeze-dried 3 times, and fermented again with yeast used in champagne to bump up the alcohol percentage. Damn.
Freeze-dried?
Can I ask? Freeze-dried seems a little
freeze frame.
Can I ask, Guardian Down, what does that cost? I'm assuming that's
We're going to ask. You don't have to answer.
That's true. You can say, yeah, I'm not going to tell you because it was an amount I don't want to say.
Maybe
I'm guessing it's like at least 20 or 30 bucks. Yes, this is the Planty. This is one of 2 Planty wines, actually. We'll be having another one next week. $43 a bottle? It makes sense, though. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Did you split it like 6 ways with your buddies?
Find that. Yeah, that'd be crazy. I want to try this.
I like the temperature that it's at.
Yes.
Because I think if it was any colder, there's some subtle things that I wouldn't be getting. I really like this a lot. I like it because it's different. Again, French Chardonnays probably have had, less than I can count on my hand, and don't even remember what they were. But that bready quality kind of comes through in the taste, which I like. I like the fruit that comes through. It's much more toward the apple than sometimes you get like a little apple and a little lemon, a little of those things. Like I said, it's kind of hitting 3 or 4 different notes on different levels. And not overlapping, like in that it's not like, I'm getting these 3 citrus things and a little bit of oak and then it's done. Like I'm getting, like I said, again, like that almost like earthy bready. I'm getting, like I said, the apple kind of like I said, again, like a greenish, maybe not even a green apple. It's not quite that bright.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's apple. And then like I said, again, there's just another layer in there too of that creaminess, but not as creamy as some of the other ones that I have had.
There's like a salty minerality to it. For me, it's making my mouth water.
Yeah.
And there's something kind of underneath there that also adds, I'm in agreement with what you're saying, and then adds to me that little bit of like kind of mouth-watering finish on the end.
There is a little saltiness. Okay.
You should have been breathing this whole time. It's the most important
That's
thing.
why we have to get to the review really quick whenever we try something that Planty wants us to try.
Oh my God, Planty had to dial
Okay,
911.
we opened it.
I'm passing out.
It's good.
Yeah. Her opinion doesn't mean that much. Don't ever stress out like that.
Yeah, exactly. That too. Because if you love this, that's all that matters.
All that matters.
If you love this.
Yeah, and
obviously you always like
there was
it
only
when
one
other people-
bottle when you went. Lots of other people like
obviously
this.
it's doing well. Yeah, because it
had like this much dust on it. You're like,
no,
yeah, finally.
no, they
They're
look
like-
pretty fresh.
They
Well, I'm-
celebrated you as you left. Thank you for buying our last
We
bottle.
can finally order another case. Well, because it's funny because I know Planty's even talked about when he's gone in to buy this for himself. Sometimes he's like they were out of it.
Yeah.
So
we carried the. It was not the Pouilly-Fuissé,
Spanish fleet.
but it was. I think we at one time had the Beaujolais or another red. We've had a couple from Jadot over the years. It's been a while now at the store, and yeah, they would sell pretty fast. So
The Beaujolais is very economical. That one was only $12.
Yeah.
Like I said, but that's also, is that like your go-to favorite red, or is that just a red that you like? Also, the Beaujolais, I think the reason that came up too was because that's in one of the Last of Us TV episodes. Because I was saying, oh, that's always nice for a tie-in, and Planty's like, oh, it's this one. I didn't even know, or whatever. Like, I think that's how it came up the other day too.
we watched. Was it funny? Not funny, but so this will all kind of tie in.
It'll get there.
I think it was last week after I got home from the show, and we pocket put on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which has easily moved into my top favorite movies of all time. I don't know what number.
Oh,
But it's
wow.
Yeah, no, I can just get lost in that movie because it's got so many stories, so many.
I need to ask a question. I need to do a mom.
Yeah.
I have a question. Pocket likes that movie?
Oh yeah.
I'm slightly shocked.
No, she's
Okay,
the one who left it
I
out.
love it.
In
No,
fact,
I love it.
because it was like
That's awesome.
it was like 8:00. She's like, I'm so tired, I want to go to bed. But that movie was on, and all of a sudden, like 45 minutes later, she's like, oh my God, I gotta just go back and turn this on. And it does. It just so many scenes in there are so good, and the way it ties in, that's great. But his, and then we've talked about this, his scenes with the little girl.
Oh my God.
with the easy breezy, and then with the acting, and then so we watched
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Sushi.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And so that, so we watched a good portion of that, including that scene where he's filming with the little girl, which has Luke Perry in it. And then and then there was a special on, I think it was on CW or something, and it was about Luke Perry, like a day or two later. And
is he dead?
He 6 years ago.
Okay, I didn't think it'd been that long.
He died in 2019. He was born
That's when the Down with the Sickness album came.
he was
Oh wait, no.
he was born the same year I was.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he died in 2019. He had a aneurysm.
Oh jeez.
Or a stroke, caused an ischemic stroke. So, and then he had a second one, and that's when his family decided to take him off.
Oh
life
my
support.
gosh.
But it was just saying, I mean, how great how much people loved him in this, and it was, I watched a little 90210 back in the day, but not much. So I watched, so I knew from that, but I knew from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and just, in general, who Luke Perry is.
Oh, sure.
But then it talked about that was his last role. It being in that, and that, they talked to Timothy Oliphant, who,
Timothy Olyphantastic.
Is that okay?
That's what Kevin Smith calls him.
Is that okay? They talked to him about how
That's old Bevy. Quit making that face. Oh, that's not old. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not old.
No. But he talked about how he and Luke Perry were, like, he's like, everybody wants to be in a Tarantino movie. He's like, and we were just like so jazzed that we were like the two TV guys, and here we are acting in this movie. And they talked about, there was a scene they were in together, and they said Tarantino would usually do like an A side and a B side. He'd do two cuts, or two takes, but they were like, let's do a third. And even after, like, I guess a lot of the crew had already like kind of packed it up, but then
the crew also was like, Did they say third?
Yeah. And so right.
They're
So,
like
but
putting
then
things
I guess
back up.
as it got farther out, then the people were like, "Well, why are we doing a third take?" And then they all kind of like together said, "Because we fucking love making movies," you know. And I guess
that's
Luke Perry's like, and they were both saying that like they just had goosebumps from this experience and how it was so great that they got to be in the. And then they even showed like a DiCaprio clip, like it was kind of like it was a round table, and Tarantino was there and DiCaprio, this must have been like when the movie was released. He's like, yeah, you know, Luke Perry and I, we were talking about where we lived in LA around that time, and we shared our stories about growing up. Anyway, it was, so that was really cool. And then my buddy at work told me that his son is a wrestler.
Okay.
Called like Jungle Man or Jungle Boy, Jack Perry.
Luke Perry's son. I thought you meant the person you work with. Their son.
No.
I was like, how does this fit into this?
That Luke Perry's son.
Anyone else was like, how does this fit into the story?
No.
That's cool
We
and
were talking
all.
about Luke Perry. So
Okay, now it makes sense.
and then the next day we wound up watching the Matthew Perry biography on documentary on Peacock.
They're still investigating
Lots
him,
of
right?
Perry.
Aren't they?
Yeah, and there was a lot of qualifying it with people are not guilty, they're innocent until proven guilty, and some of these things are. But yeah,
They're innocent until proven guilty. Oh, he did it.
oh, yeah.
He did that shit.
Yeah,
It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Timothy Oliphant, if you haven't seen Justified, you should. I've heard really good things about that. Jack Perry, he is in AEW.
Yeah.
There you go.
Then
Guardian
JJ
now
showed
would
me
know that.
pictures.
Okay.
He's like, oh yeah, this is his son. It's like, all right.
Same haircut and everything.
No.
Okay.
No.
Same jeans torn slightly. Some big time drug dealer later.
The two. Oh, so
Is this
like
is this for Matthew
three
Perry?
three
Okay.
of the people have already are taking plea deals and they're
okay.
and-
So
but
that
they're-
is going
But the
on.
two of them, including she's known as like the ketamine queen.
Oh, now they're sharing the same dream.
Yeah, yeah.
Their heart-
Ketamine queen. Yeah.
Now we're sharing.
Yeah, the son's got the afro.
Got
If you
some
bring up-
good curly
Oh yeah, no.
fro.
Type in like Jack Perry or Jungle. Yeah, but
That's
no,
hilarious.
that was a sad. Well, obviously both sad because they passed, but
Right.
it was. But
Matthew Perry stuff's just wild.
yeah, that whole thing with
I did. Yeah, that's
He-
interesting. I did not know that.
he
about
talked about how and so once another weird coincidence. So we had been watching Once Upon a Time, and then we saw the Luke Perry thing. We had been watching a couple Friends episodes on Sunday, and we watched the ones where Monica and Chandler proposed to each other.
Oh yeah,
and he's he's heavier in that.
Mhm.
That's the end of a season, and then the very next episode is the beginning of a season, and he's so much thinner.
yeah.
And he talked about in that, and they even showed the clips of the episodes we had just watched. So weird.
Oh,
he's
that's
like,
funny.
if you see, he's like, when I'm bigger, he's like, I'm on alcohol. He's like, when I'm thinner, it's drugs. He's like, and it's when I have the goatee, he's like, I'm really messed up.
Wow.
So, yeah. No, it was.
Did he have a size when he was happy at all?
Oh, I know. Yeah, no. I wish he'd had. I wish he had. So, but it sounds like from an early age he had definitely had some
Alcohol for sure, right?
Well,
Isn't that
and
what
also
started, or
just
no?
like his parents got divorced real young, and his mom put him on a plane to California by himself when he was like 5, and so like abandonment type things, and yeah, just lots of stuff. But anyway, but it was fun. We watched two Perry stories.
It is.
Luke, and
Steve-
not related.
Is there anything involving
Yeah.
Steve Perry?
Yeah,
Did you watch a
Steve
Journey
Perry.
documentary at some point?
And then we put on some Journey, and we didn't stop believing.
Didn't stop believing. That's right. Why are they outside the Home Depot?
Don't stop. Oh, you mean
Yeah.
the video?
Love will find you. Break those chains that bind you.
I like this because it's light enough to be on its own or with a salad, but also has enough complexity to it to hold up to like you have like a chicken dish of some sort.
There's a nice little bit of body there too.
Yeah.
And so this is really good. I mean, you can tell. Again, speaking of Tarantino movies, you can tell where your money went.
Yep.
Or where Planty's money went.
That's right.
You can tell, so that that you can kind of see where that went to. No, this is delicious. This is I can
Yep.
definitely see why this is your favorite, if not one of your favorites for sure. Like I said, this is
go-to.
really good. I'm surprised that I know you like different Quentin Tarantino movies, but I'm surprised that one has jumped so high. And I love that movie too.
Yeah.
But it's always, I think that's kind of interesting.
I think that one, and I haven't seen all of his movies, so I can't.
What haven't you you've seen most of them.
Let me say the ones I've seen. I think that'll be the shorter list. I've seen Hateful Eight.
Okay. Oh, I love Hateful.
I've seen Reservoir Dogs. I've seen Pulp Fiction.
Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction. Okay. Once
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Django Unchained?
No.
Oh, that's so good. You have to watch
I've seen
that
part of that.
You should watch that.
Yeah.
Django Unchained is good.
Haven't
Speaking
seen
of another
that.
DiCaprio performance.
Haven't seen any of the Kill Bills. Either of the Kill Bills.
I think the Kill Bills are excellent.
Haven't seen the Jackie.
I finally
Onassis.
revisited
Oh,
Jackie
Jackie.
Brown like 3-4 years ago, and I liked it more than I had. It's probably still at the, again, you're talking about a lot of movies that I think are all pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That one's probably at the bottom still for me, or,
Yeah.
or down, definitely lower on that scale of those movies.
So those
You
would be,
definitely should see Django Unchained. I think you would like that. Like I said, Christoph Waltz is fantastic. Yeah, everybody's really good in that.
And I think because so based on that, like it has violence, but it's not like, and that could be part of it, but also just there's so many stories, and I also like the thought of that not happening.
Inglourious Bastards you also watched.
I watched half of that, I think.
Okay.
It started because that's the one that starts with the
That's
milk.
that's
right?
also
The
good
milk
too.
Theory.
Yes. That is one of the creepiest scenes ever.
I watched I think I got halfway through
Brad
that
Pitt's in
one
that too.
night.
You should like that.
Yeah, no, it was. I
And I
think
want
it
them
was just starting to
scalps.
get late, and I had to go to sleep, and I just not got back to it. But
Okay. Brother waited on Matthew Perry at Fuego.
I know.
That's true.
ordered sweet potato fries. I think
Sweet potato fries. Yeah, they
And it was
wanted
very
them crispy,
nice.
but not
Yeah.
quite. Like there was a
Yeah.
description, like said that they were able to.
Yeah.
Sounded like he was a really nice. At least.
They would have, and they're like the same age. I think they were both born in.
Oh,
I think
really?
in the same year. I
Okay.
think.
Said he was very nice.
Yeah.
Was very friendly.
Yep. But I think it's just all the different stories, the
old time Hollywood, and
Hollywood
the
stuff,
yeah.
Brad Pitt's awesome. The stuff
Yeah.
with him is just, when he goes out to Spawn Ranch, when he has the thing with,
that part is amazing because you keep
it's tense.
It's tense. You keep waiting for that. Normally in I don't want to say a lesser movie, but you keep waiting for that, like, oh, he's about to get jumped, or this bad thing,
Yeah.
like this really bad thing is about
Yeah.
to happen.
Yeah.
And it keeps inching its way there, but then it,
Yeah.
and that's why I think it's just kind of masterful because
Yeah.
it's so different in that way.
Yeah.
And I guess it was, what's his name? That is the guy that he talks to at the ranch, because it's Bruce Stern.
Oh, Bruce Stern.
Bruce Stern.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
Like I
Who
said,
passed.
but then he had passed.
Yeah.
And that kind of moved on to him. And
Yep.
but no, I think that movie is excellent. Like I say, I haven't watched it in a little bit.
Yeah, but that just,
it's really
I can
good.
get easily just
That's cool.
sucked
I
into
love
that
that.
one.
That's-
And once again, it's a happy ending, I guess.
Well, it's so funny because I remember watching, because I saw that in the theater, and the whole time you're watching, you're building up, you're like, God, is he gonna do the Manson family murder? Like,
Yeah.
is he gonna do? Like, you keep waiting because it's Sharon Tate, and like,
Yeah.
you're like, God, is it gonna? And then
Yeah.
it's like,
Nope.
okay,
Yeah.
and that's also kind of
Yeah.
cool. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie with 3 lines the entire movie, like watching herself at one point in a movie
Well,
theater.
that's
and she's
kinda-
doing-
yeah. No,
There's just
that's
other
good.
stuff, but she's not really she's in it, but not in it almost to some extent. But
Yeah, I guess, she doesn't have a lot.
have you watched the commercial that's at the end? Like they actually did a Red Apple cigarette commercial with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
And that's just their relationship's good. And the whole, it just works on all the levels
Kurt
for me.
Russell's
So.
good for his little bit.
Oh,
part.
yeah.
Well, and then the woman
God.
the woman that's his wife.
Yeah.
She actually is a real stunt actress. That's like what she does
Okay,
in
I
real
think
life. She's
you've
a
either
stunt-
told me that or
Yeah.
JJ's told me that.
And then because she was in Death Proof. She's in Death Proof and does a lot of, because she is a stunt actress, and she was able to do all the stunt scenes where Kurt Russell's driving crazy and she's on the hood of the car. And
Oh,
all those
wow.
things are going.
Okay.
Yeah. Death Proof's not a great movie. That's probably another one of the lesser ones of those. Like they did those two Grindhouse movies where it was Planet 8 and Death Proof. Planet 8 was done by Robert Rodriguez, and then Death Proof was done by Quentin Tarantino. And they played back to back,
okay.
but they were kind of just kind of whatever, crap film. Like they were playing to that thing or whatever. There's moments in that aren't bad, but yeah, like I said, she was actually I forget what her name is, but she's a fairly famous
Yeah,
stunt
she's
actress,
funny.
and she is funny in that
Yeah.
little bit.
Kicking the shit out of Bruce. Nobody's kicking the shit out of me.
These hands are lethal weapons.
Yeah.
If I kill someone, I could go to jail. If you kill someone, then anything you go.
If
to
anybody
jail.
kills
You kill
someone,
they
yeah,
go to
it's
jail.
called manslaughter.
Yeah, these are registered as lethal weapons.
You
The estate of
pretty
Bruce
boy,
Lee
you
is
got
not.
and I guess
When
I
he
guess
throws him into the car,
yeah, I
it's
know.
like, ouch. That would hurt so bad.
that's what they tell me.
Cato or whatever.
Yeah, you're too pretty to be a stuntman or something.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't like that line, is what I've heard. That
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what they tell me. That was in there, but
It's no biggie.
Good
I'm
stuff.
filled with happiness. We are filled with delicious wine. That
we
was
are filled with
fantastic.
some
Thank you again,
Chardonnay.
Planty. We appreciate that. That was super, super nice. And I will get to have a little bit more of this tomorrow then, too.
as you stream something.
Stream something. Yeah, who knows what I might stream tomorrow. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men.
In the hearts of
The
men.
shadow knows.
Only the shadow knows. Adversely. No, it's
And who?
no adversely.
Oh, okay.
It's a line. I'm watching 30 Rock, but I haven't gotten too much farther.
Oh, okay.
But there's one I remember watching years ago, and there's just an exchange between Jane Krakowski and Alec Baldwin, and she says something along the lines of, "How will this affect my chances of winning an Emmy?" And he says, "Adversely." So I'm just looking to see that episode. So.
If it's Elden Ring, you'll need something stronger. Isn't Planty leaving tomorrow? Planty is leaving tomorrow. He said I will be going on his trip though. He'll be since Planty is a passenger princess, he doesn't drive, so he'll be watching.
Oh, okay.
They're going to some hockey games.
Oh, all right.
Some traveling with the team.
Gonna go visit Lucky.
No, actually, funny that you mentioned that though.
Okay.
Planty's actually going to visit Jav.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
There's a lot
they're
of,
actually going to
commingling
meet. Yeah,
here.
they're going.
All right.
They're going to be in that area of Virginia, so they're like actually driving a little bit out of their way, and they're going to go
Nice.
have lunch together. So that's actually super cool. Yeah,
Which is why you're trying to. Hey,
I'm trying to get people here, so I don't have to travel as far.
But
So
you're
we're
going to go
working on
to
that.
what is it? The big meeting. This
the prone con.
Prone con, that's
prone
it.
con. We just got to get everyone to go there, and then it just makes it
convention.
easier. The convention,
Yes.
Sunday brunch. That's right. Yeah, it's some sort of like soul food kind of restaurant. Oh my god, the menu that they sent. We were talking about it last night because I was
at Sunday
in
brunch.
chat with both. Yeah, for their Sunday brunch. Oh my
All
god,
right.
it sounded so good. Like just all the things. Sounded
That's good.
delicious.
I enjoyed that very much. Thank
That
you.
was very, very good.
Thank you again.
Yeah, definitely like that. Final beverage of the evening. We're going to go for a cocktail, a little bit of the French variety, since it is a French gimlet, which is always interesting to me. What do we think of this picture?
Did AI help you with that?
AI helped me with this. This
Okay.
took me a few different prompts.
Okay.
I think I'm just kind of having fun with like trying to get to a decent looking picture.
Okay.
Because I initially put in, I should, you know what, next time I do this, I should, because I get a picture each time I kind of,
The
you talk
evolution.
The evolution. I should put that in because it's kind of funny. Fried chicken, gravy, mac and cheese, the normal, like all the kind of normal things you'd expect. But they had like po' boy sandwiches too. They had like, it was just, it's over the top. They had a mimosa. You could do a flight of different mimosas.
Okay.
That sounded really good. A lot of good stuff. More beverages. I mean, we've been through enough torture. So what was kind of funny, like I said, so the very first one, because I put in something like, I need, and this is all through Google's Gemini as their AI or whatever. So I was like, oh, I need a picture of a French gimlet using 1908 Empress, because all the other drinks I found use different gins, so then they were kind of more toward your classical like green or like that kind of coloring or whatever. But this one with the Empress, it's more purple. So I put in there, I was like, okay, so I need a gimlet, French gimlet. We have 1908 Empress gin. So I did that. So then the very first one it did that, but it was a little too dark purple. It wrote the words 1908 Empress on the outside of the glass. And then it also looked like it had a bunch of ice cubes and something else. And I was like, okay. What was in the next thing I wrote?
This is great.
It was kind of like I was like okay, and then I'm like, because it's almost like you're talking with someone, like
Right.
that's how they told you. So I was
It's
like,
interesting.
can you take it? I'm like, can you remove the ice cubes from that picture, and not have 1908 Empress on the outside of the glass? And then I did that, and then it did better. And then I was like, okay, can you make it slightly less purple and put it in a coupe glass? And this is where we finally got to. It was after about 3 or 4. So yeah, it took a few, which is just
Let's
funny.
see what this actually looks like.
It's just funny when you're writing those things, you're like, oh, this should be easy. And then you're like, well, of course they don't understand that not these other things.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I got to this one, I was like, close enough. We're not going to have this sweet looking garnish here of a, like some sort of, although I probably could take a piece of lime and I could burn it.
Yeah.
I have that torch. Maybe I'll get crazy when I'm out there. Anyway, trying to kill me planting. I know all the food looks so good at that place that they're going to go to. It looked fantastic. And I guess it's also dog friendly. You can sit outside. So Java's going to bring Jack, his golden retriever. So they're going to hang out and have a little lunch. So that's very, very cool. I love that when friends are, like I said, internet friends getting together in real life is very, very neat. But anyway, so this is what we're going to have. If you hit the beverage command in chat, there is a recipe there. The one we're using is going to be slightly different. Insert witty brothers joke here. Chucky, how's it going? Good to see you. My brain is tired. You've had quite the week. Chucky is in Oklahoma. They had tornado things going on. Thankfully, everyone's okay. Everyone's safe. Good. There's no things, but yeah, like I said, I'm sure had his mentals have been a little bit this week. So Chucky, is good to see you. The one we are doing is going to be slightly altered than the recipe that is there. We're doing 2 ounces of gin, 1 ounce of the elderflower liqueur, which is the Saint Germain.
Saint Germain.
It looks like Saint Germain, but I learned that you are not supposed to say it that way. It's Saint Germain. And then 3/4 ounces of lime juice. We're going to shake that. We're going to pour it out, and we're going to come back in here and enjoy that. So we're going to take a little break, make that cocktail, and
enjoy some Harris Heller Stream Beats while we're gone.
We are back. Sorry for the little bit of the delay. Yurt, it's good to see you, and also goodbye. Hi and goodbye.
Yes.
Sorry we missed you popping in.
Thanks for jumping in.
You were still here. Appreciate you being around. Oh man, yeah. So we made the cocktail, and I think it literally came out about
awfully darn close.
Pretty close
and you
to
were
what it should.
Starting to torch some lime, so the effort was there.
It was there.
Just didn't quite work.
I think they needed to be like dry. Like I think the citrus, like in there, like in some of the other garnish things, it's usually probably more of like a dried type thing, and maybe then they kind of torch it that way or something because they were so juicy. It was almost like I was torching water.
Well, or like unless you can put a little sugar on it, and then that'll make it look darker, but that would definitely change the taste of the drink. So
so we have our drinks here, but we also want to try a little bit. We brought in for each of us. I have never had some Saint Germain liqueur. I've never had this just on its own. So if you were adding something to a drink or you're going to make something, it's all we like to try those kind of ingredients because you kind of want to know, we might have this and go, this is good. What did this add to it? I don't know. I spent, whatever, $30 on this. Like, what did it do? Was it worth it? Could I have just had gin and lime juice, which is practically a gin and tonic?
That's true.
I mean, it doesn't have the tonic.
Occam's razor, the simplest solution.
That's right.
Is the right one.
Exactly. So anyway, so we're going to try a little bit of this as well. This is kind of taking the place of like in a classic gimlet, like I said, you would have some sort of just, simple syrup or something like that in there. Maybe you might do like a heavier, like you might do like a Demerara syrup where you do a 2-to-1 as opposed to a 1-to-1. So this is kind of taking the place of that and definitely adding, there's quite a bit of floral note in there for sure.
The first hit reminded me of the aloe juice that we had, the one that had the pulp.
Oh, I could see that.
There's that, but then definitely some other spices going on, almost chamomile or something in there. I don't know. Elderflower.
Yeah, this is elderflower, which that I don't know specifically. I've heard of even people using elderflower just like a little bit in their martinis themselves. I remember chatting with someone actually on Twitch at some point. Like I said, it came up that we were both like, and I think they were. I don't know if that's maybe more of a British or European thing, maybe to use something like that. Or I'm sure it actually has a name. Because as soon as you change out one thing in a beverage, like it gets a new name. Ooh, that's good.
I actually like that.
I do
by
too.
itself.
That's really good. I was worried it was going to be very much toward the chamomile and like and that's definitely there. But then there's like it's like a little extra sweetness in there too, with like a citrus or something going on. I'm not even 100% sure. Except the old fashioned. The old fashioned has a lot of really good variants too. But you're right though. Then they kind of don't really change, which is interesting. 1,000 different ways, still called Nova. Yeah, that is honestly, Berserker, you have found the one thing that is very true of. That has, and I've saved some of those. There's someone that has done I couldn't believe this. They did a stout old fashioned, and they used the single malt that we have from Westward Whiskey, the stout, as an old fashioned. And then they made, for the simple syrup part, they actually took a bourbon barrel aged beer, reduced it down, added some sugar to it. So they made a bourbon barrel aged syrup with it. So I feel
that
like
sounds delicious.
Because I have those.
It's a lot of work though.
I have those willetized stouts. So I may sacrifice one of those, reduce it down and do the thing. And I think we should probably do that. I think that would be fun.
Okay.
As long as you're okay with it. I don't want to, I don't want to push it.
Maybe I'm not the right guy for that. No, I'm definitely the right
You
guy.
are the guy.
I am the guy.
I am that demographic.
I am that's me.
Yeah. There are so many of those now. This is actually really good.
Men between 45 to 59? Liking stouts and whiskey? That's me.
That's me.
That's my demographic.
Yeah, that is really good. I am now even more excited for this drink.
Yeah. So we've got gin.
So we have 1908 Empress Gin, which is
Which we like.
one of my favorites. I love using that martinis. It's not only beautiful because they use this one use iris petal. No, what kind of petal?
Yeah, the cornflower or something.
Cornflower, I feel is that what's the Magellan is the iris petals. Maybe the Magellan is also beautiful. That one's blue. This one's definitely obviously more toward the purple. Our drinks do. Look
I am
like
really
this.
impressed with what you and
Gemini
came up with. I really am actually.
It's pretty funny. All right, I'm very excited. We gotta get in a. Definitely, obviously, get the lime juice. Kind of hits first.
And the
gin
gin
after that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Elderflower maybe getting a little lost in there based on what we just tried. At least in the aroma, I'm getting mostly the lime juice, which was 3/4 an ounce. We did 2 ounces of gin and then an ounce of the elderflower.
Yep. It's a lot more herby than I would have thought.
There's a good punch of lime in there.
There is, but there is. It's like there's some like neutralization of some flavors that have enhanced the herby, and not in a bad way, in a very good way.
So this is interesting. So, and this is almost what I was just thinking. So the recipe I used was from a TikTok woman that is a mixologist bartender. Like I said, I think she's won a bunch of awards. Like I said, it's called Likeable Cocktails. She's fantastic. I think she's actually Canadian because I think she's talked a few times about like it's harder to find your American spirits now. Like she's made jokes about it.
Oh, okay.
But she's fantastic. And so she was the first one I saw make this. It looked fantastic. We used her recipe. Another recipe that is what I have the link for, if you ! Beverage Command in chat want to see what it was. They have 2 ounces of gin, which is what we use, but they do 1.5 ounces of the Saint-Germain.
As opposed to
an ounce.
Okay.
Extra ½ ounce, and then they do 1/4 ounce less of the lime juice. We did 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. They do 1/2 ounce of lime juice. I think I might actually like that better.
That might be a little better.
I think that actually might be a better recipe, because I think that would allow the elderflower to come through a little bit more. Because I'm getting the gin, I'm getting that like in the back. Like I'm so glad we tasted it like we do, because I would have had no clue what that was bringing to the table.
It's definitely there on the finish.
So it is there. I would like a touch more sweet.
Touch more sweet.
Well, yeah, from that elderflower.
From the elder, yes.
Yeah, from the Saint-Germain.
A
to come
little
through.
less citrus.
Yeah, just slightly.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that. So I think this actually the recipe that we have in chat, I think would be the better recipe for my palate for what I'm looking for.
I agree.
So that would probably be what I would try next time, which is 2 ounces, 1.5 ounces, and 1/2 ounce. Back the lime juice off just a little bit, because the lime juice is having no problems fighting through here.
Yeah, no,
and it's not over.
There.
This isn't definitely overpowered. Like if you do that recipe in chat. And find that to be too strong, you can swap back to what we just made here, which I talked about, which was 2, 1, and 3/4. But it's amazing. There's
a lot of great levels going on there. But yeah, I do agree. It's kind of like your mixing board. You just need to dial back that lime a little bit and
just
amp
a little
up that
bit.
Saint-Germain a little bit.
I think that 1/4 ounce will just make the difference, because like you said, you get the gin and the lime juice are doing fine. And then it's just like, that's like you said, and maybe that's what, like again, that might be what she wanted, where she wanted that subtleness at the end. And maybe we swap the recipe and we're like, oh, that's now too much. And we need 1/8 of, Yeah. Do you have anything left in there?
Few drops.
But yeah, that's really good though. It's very pretty too.
Yeah.
Using that. You can use other gins too. Like if you had something that was more of a.
I'm still amazed at what you guys came up with.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Again,
it's
like I said, the camera's
ours
a little
is
off
a little
here.
lighter, but
Yeah.
but still it's in that ballpark.
Originally, it looked like the very first iteration from Gemini looked like a purple otter pop or something.
Oh.
It was like it was very purple, and I was like, okay, it's not quite that. I was like, can you back that off a little bit?
The episode we were watching the other day of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it was they were out at a cabin, and they were going bird hunting, and Kevin, his
Right.
husband, couldn't see because he'd been stung by a bee,
Oh.
and so Holt was describing the bird,
Raymond Holt, yeah.
and he was using all the Pantone colors. His neck
I don't know if I remember that.
is a 47E brown, 47E brown. His beak is a. I was
That's
just like, oh my!
outstanding.
And he was going through all these different Pantone colors to
also-
paint this.
Because we used to use Pantone stuff.
Yeah,
for
the
different
Pantone
things.
scale. If you know that, then,
Yeah.
and if you're actually that familiar with those colors, then yeah, you'd be able to see that very vividly. But that was good because I was like, I even said to Pocket, I was like, we used to use the Pantone.
We did. I also like being able to use these glasses too. It's also nice just being able to dip into these. I love these coupe glasses. Some of my favorite things. It just like makes me happy. Where's your happy place? In a coupe glass.
In a coupe.
In a coupe glass.
In the little Deuce coupe. The Saint Germain is coming out a little bit more now. Maybe because I added a few more drops from my glass, but
Yeah, I'm getting definitely a little bit more of it now.
Saint Germain. Saint Germain.
I mean, you could even try that. You could leave the lime juice, which 3/4 of an ounce is always a weird amount for me. I get it, but it's always like, especially with mixing and everything. It's like, like 3/4. I'm like, yeah, it's about 3/4.
I overswirled.
That's all right.
I shouldn't have swirled at all. I don't need to swirl. It's already mixed.
Well,
Why
you
did I
added a little bit more of that stuff in there.
Oh, that's
though.
true. Okay, thank you. Came to my wrist.
But yeah, like I said, you get a little bit. I am getting a little bit more of that now, putting in there. You could do the same amount that we talked about and just add a little more of the Saint Germain, and then
Yeah, that's true. You could keep the lime the same. But
and just do another half ounce of that and kind of add what you want.
What you want, what you really, really want.
But this is really good though. A French Gimlet, definitely
The
going to
French
be on one of my,
Gimlet.
and refreshing too. Like probably more of spring summer kind of
Yeah.
cocktail. Like you easily could have this.
Can I get a
Like
big
that.
gulp of French Gimlet, please?
God, does the Quick Trip or the Circle K have this? Really, really need. Mm. You're right though. I do get a little bit more. Like I said, after even just having either that little bit or if it's just
I'm definitely
if
glad
it's
we
blending together a little
had
bit.
that first.
Yeah, you just don't know. Like I said, if it's something, if you don't know exactly what you're adding to it, you don't know what that's mixing into the, obviously they're
They'd
not
be
gonna,
like, what is that?
well, they're not going to, they're obviously not going to put something in there for no reason at all whatsoever. But at the same
True.
time, you're kind of like, sometimes there are some drinks where you definitely like, oh, I you can leave that out. That doesn't need to be
Right.
You can, make that
Right.
adjustment or whatever. So like I said, it is just nice to be able to have that in there. So two big changes. Well, one permanent change for a little while and one temporary change for next week is the timing of the podcast.
Yeah, because we've got daylight savings.
Daylight savings time
You'll be
happens.
springing forward. Most parts of the country will be springing forward. We will not be.
That's correct. We won't be doing jack shit because that's what we don't. In Arizona, we don't do anything. So we will wind up being on the same time as the as the West Coast.
Correct.
And then, like I said, the East Coast. Unfortunately, all my East Coast friends get a little farther away, which is always sad.
Yeah, I don't like that.
This is my favorite time here. I wish they would just end the daylight savings time period, and if this was at least what they did, that would be nice. Just being a little bit closer, an hour less for the Californian,
That's
up to 2 hours for the East Coast
agree
would be
with
nice. On my time in this economy, exactly. Also, not a fan of the time change plan. I agree. I'll be on the same time as Berserker. We'll be on the same time there. Don't worry, Trump wants to.
Yeah, no, that's one thing he wants to do.
What's that? Does he actually want to do that?
He wants to keep it
Wait, which way?
the way we like it. That's like the only thing I agree with him on.
I've not heard that.
One of
That would be
few
the
things.
only thing I would actually agree with him
Yeah.
on. Well, they
Yeah.
passed that. There was like the whole thing where like one of the houses passed the bill, and it was like I think unfortunately it was going to be the way I didn't want it to be. Like it was going to be permanently the 3 hour thing.
No, I thought I've heard it's permanently getting rid of
Oh, so if you just get rid of that, then we would be where we are at right now.
I
Is that what it
believe.
is?
I believe that's
I'm so
it.
confused.
Yes.
It's probably, yeah.
Yes.
I would love that.
This is the ideal
I would love that.
time.
I love it
agree.
when I go to California. I gain an hour if I go
Yep.
on a trip there. Like I said, again, having them like a little bit in the past. Like I said, I can tell them about the future, which is nice.
I come from the future.
I come from the future. This is the ideal. I agree. This is the ideal time. I'm sure it's gonna. I hope at some point. It seems like no one gets it anymore. Like I don't think that is. I mean, it's always was based around like, I don't know. It was always weird. It was like, well, the farmers need extra daylight.
yeah.
It's like, just get up when it's light. Who cares what the fuck time it is? Like I don't know. I don't get it. I'm sure someone will come in. Someone is gonna be great in the comments at some point in this podcast. And be like, well, actually, this is why. It's
here's
like
why.
I don't
That's
care.
right. Just right.
Just stop. Just stop. It's silly. But yeah, so that'll be one change next week. So starting our for the foreseeable future, it'll be 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. Will be the new time for podcast things and stuff.
Correct.
And then next week, and at least we think next week only, we're going to do the podcast on Wednesday, not Thursday.
Correct.
So next week we will definitely have the other wine that Planty has gotten for us.
Yep.
And then I'm not sure what else, if we've thought of anything else. Like I said, we could do that bourbon.
I know
If,
you did.
can I
mention
twist
a
your
bourbon.
arm for that?
Not too hard though.
Would that be all right? Like a wine into
You don't
bourbon?
wanna
Is
have
that
to
too
have
much?
shoulders. No, that'll be great.
Okay. All right. So we've got that. So we've got
Then I got to come up with something.
We've got a barrel
add
double
to
oak
the-
bourbon. We've got a wine, and then you've got to bring up this thing that starts it all out, that kicks it all off. That's
You
the
gotta
most important thing.
That's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
We'll
It's
come up
a
with
lot
something.
of
It'll be
pressure.
good. It'll be good. Yeah.
Will it be? Are you sure?
Well, it'll be a starter. It'll be something. It'll at least be here.
It'll be in the
We'll
building.
make sure something is here.
So anyway,
Yes.
So look for the podcast next Wednesday.
Wednesday.
3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern.
So does that mean you don't stream that day? Or will you?
I
still,
usually do not. So then I would
On the
wind up
day.
streaming Thursday. Then
Okay.
Instead of
Oh,
Wednesday.
so there's all kinds of exciting things might be happening.
There's a lot of things. Like I said, usually because always
Chaos.
Thursday turns into it's all the prep for the podcast, then the prep for the next day, and then it's usually like do house cleaning things. Like I said, it's usually laundry day on Thursday. Like I get all those. Like Thursday turns into my like house chore things.
So now that's Wednesday.
So now that'll be Wednesday. Everything's getting moved up a little bit.
Ah,
I'll be
okay.
like, I don't have anything to clean because it's not Thursday yet. And then Thursday, I'll be like, damn it, there's all these things to clean.
all dirty now.
It's all dirty now. It's so dirty. But yeah, that'll be the plan, at least for next week. And then, like I said, the time change thing will be the same. But then going forward, I think we'll be back to Thursday, but we'll see. We'll let you know if there's any
We'll
any
figure
other
that out.
future changes on that front. I haven't finished my cocktail yet.
I haven't either, but I will.
I don't know if I've ever seen that on a menu.
The
French
gimlet? No, probably not. But you could probably, depending on where you're at, you could probably.
Do you think I would
ask,
know it was?
Would you make my gimlet French?
And they're like,
Parlez-vous français?
They're like, keys off. We are not going to do that.
Français gimlet.
I fart in your general direction.
I wave my private parts at your ante.
Exactly. No thanks.
Oh,
We
wow.
already got one.
Guardian knows to be here Thursday next week.
That's good news. I'll be here
Thanks,
Thursday
Guardian.
night. You son of a bitch. Oh my God. When did you say when was it you're having your official like insane adult beverage? When was that?
That's right. Yeah,
When
I know about
did
that.
he say? Going back, fermented. Can't wait to try my special beer next weekend.
Next weekend. Okay.
So now when you say next weekend, is that the weekend that we're about to have, or is it the weekend
Is it
after
this
weekend?
weekend?
Is it
Or is
this
it
weekend, or is it a weekend
next
after
weekend?
this weekend?
Or is next weekend the next one? I know there's all kinds of terminology. I
Yeah.
think that's where we all get confused. We got to be on the same page. We have to make sure we're.
What do you mean when you say that? If I said right now, like, hey,
next weekend?
yeah, it's whenever I say it is.
Well, that's good.
That's true.
To me, next weekend would not be in 2 days.
Yeah, if I said, hey, let's get together next weekend, that would be a week from.
That's what it would mean for me.
I think so,
Although
too.
technically that is the next weekend.
That's the Seinfeld.
That would be
that's the
this-
Seinfeld bit.
that'd be
Remember when
this
he had the whole
weekend.
thing?
Yeah.
No, if I'd have meant Wednesday, I'd have said the week after this Wednesday. I meant this Wednesday. It's like,
Yeah.
but this Wednesday is the next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Do you have thoughts on next weekend? I mean, that's what we're discussing. Yeah, that's what I wonder.
Next weekend. The new album coming out by the weekend?
Oh my gosh, is he
Oh,
putting
wait,
out a new
no.
album? It's whenever I say it is. But yeah, if I said let's get together, because if I was,
You'd say,
I would say
you would say, do you want to
this Saturday.
Yeah, do you want to go? Do you want to do something
Yeah.
Saturday?
Yeah, I would say
Let's say,
this
yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Turning an apple Costello bit. It's if you like watched Seinfeld very early on, they had a bit like this talking about it. Next weekend is always the weekend after the week you're in. I would agree. I think that's what I feel.
This weekend, or you would just say, hey, do you want to get together in a couple of days?
Yeah, I would say, what are you doing Saturday?
Yeah.
What are you doing Sunday? Whatever else. Yeah. You say this weekend for the week you're in. I agree. I think so. At least that's, whether that is grammatically like 100% accurate, that is, I think, what most people's brains would do.
It's accurate for us.
What's that?
But it's accurate for us.
It's accurate for us.
But once again,
That's true.
and that's one of those things where you have to make sure that you're speaking the same language. That
is true.
Everything means the same to either one.
Give me a date.
There you go.
That's even better.
What are you doing on the 17th?
That's even better, especially for someone like you, like Berserker. You probably have a calendar going. You're like, I need to know when. When I don't like someone, it's we should get together 2 weekends ago.
Yeah. Or as what one of our coworkers, Bill Sullivan, used to say, the second Tuesday of next week. Or something like that.
I live my life not by days of the week, but by dates. I get that.
Okay.
I 100% get that. Yeah. Yeah, I can get where that would be confusing.
Well, today on March 6th, we are saying that we will see you on the 12th. Is that right? Yeah. The 12th. We're looking at
So we will be
Wednesday.
podcasting next week on the 12th, 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. We've already got a wine ready. We've got a Guinness ready.
And
the
it's
day
all
that
on me.
begins with a Z.
Yeah, right.
On a day that ends in Y. Don't live my life on a work 5 days, have 2-day weekend life. Exactly. Yeah. Especially for you. Like I said, I'm sure you're, yeah. I mean, and that's even to some extent with you, like your weekend.
My
technically
weekend
is during the weekday
is Monday
for a
and
lot
Tuesday.
of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, so
That's my weekend.
that is your weekend.
Yep.
And you've liked that schedule for a long time though, too.
I do like it.
It's nice because you can get things done. Like, when it's not the weekend, like if you actually have weekdays off, like if you need to do just dumb little things, it's like things aren't closed. Or
Correct.
Things aren't like open.
Yeah,
like, that's
no,
kind of nice.
it's worked out very well. It helped when our son was younger, and it works now too.
3:30, I'll just be getting up from my work nap. Anyone who says, I don't know about Saturday, just means they don't know about Saturday. With you, that's true. That is a little bit of toxic. Let me see about Saturday. I'm not quite. I mean, you may have something going on. I usually give a benefit of doubt, but I get it. I get it where that could be that way.
Who do you got?
Did I miss the drinky tasting? You did. Prague Goddess, it is good to see you. How are you? We are just wrapping things up. We have enjoyed 3 absolutely delicious beverages this evening. We had, I don't know, what were they all? Let's make it easy on me. I'm going to hit the button. Pedal House Brewing Day Drinker Lager, which was good. I would not have it again, but I would love to have other things from them.
Right.
Because they sounded fantastic. They're up in Phoenix, MP area, Scottsdale. Or no, not Scottsdale.
Chandler,
thank you.
Chandler Bing. Back to Matthew Perry.
Back to Matthew.
Go.
Oh my God. 6 degrees of Matthew Perry is what we're doing tonight. We also had the Louis Jadot Pouilly-Fuissé. Fuissé, something like that.
How you say
Chardonnay,
Fuissé?
which was absolutely fantastic. Thank you to Planty once again for that. And then we had the French Gimlet cocktail, which we are just kind of finishing right now. That was up on the screen. It was a absolutely gorgeous lavender color, I guess I would say, and it was fantastic.
Andrew
appreciate
and AI did a good job of creating a picture of it.
Yeah. Thanks to AI for the picture of that, because I did not have the cocktail ready, so we had to do a random picture. But yeah, that was super, super fun. We're going to go say hi to Tiddly. She's usually streaming in the mornings. We don't get to stream her and raid her at night, but we're going to raid her right now because she's doing some evening stuff. She just got back from vacation. I think she was in Hawaii.
All right.
No places that someday I will
all
go
refreshed.
To. All very refreshed. She'll get back to her normal schedule next week. But if you guys are not following her, you have made huge mistakes. Make sure you do that. She is absolutely fantastic, a wonderful person, and is a huge supporter of all things that are good in the world. So definitely drop her a follow. And we will see you next Wednesday instead of Thursday.
Yes.
Am I correct on that?
That is correct.
Are you sure?
Wednesday it is.
Wednesday it is.
3:30
Pacific.
Thank you, everybody.
6:30 Eastern. Good night, everybody.
Good night.